Hi, my name is Ravindra, and this is my final project, a media company business plan proposal for a company I call Groundwire. Our mission is to reconnect communities through ethical, slow journalism that focuses on overlooked local stories with global relevance. Over the next few slides, I'll explain our editorial mandate, business model, target audience, and why this approach works, using course reference throughout. Many young people feel that traditional news doesn't represent their experiences or communities. In fact, over half of Gen Z avoid the news altogether because it negatively affects their mental health. Trevor from the Georgia State pointed out that local and marginalized voices are often ignored by mainstream outlets. And as we saw in week 6, modern journalism focuses on more speed and clickbait than on building trust or sharing meaningful community based stories. This creates a growing gap between youth and the media. Groundwire's editorial mandate is clear: tell powerful, underreported stories from communities across Western Canada. We'll focus on topics like environmental justice, indigenous perspectives, and youth activism, not just the problem, but also the solution. Our tone will be transparent, hopeful, and visually engaging. Our target audience is young adults aged 18 to 35, especially those in semi rural and urban BC and Alberta. They are active on visual platforms like TikTok and Instagram, but they also appreciate thoughtful long form storytelling via newspaper and podcasts. This structure aligns with what we discussed in class around designing media around the audience needs, not assumptions. To stay sustainable and independent, Groundwire will rely on a hybrid revenue model. We expect 40% of the income from monthly reader memberships, ranging from $5 to $15. 30% will come from grants and philanthropy, similar to how outlets like the Narwal operate. 20% will be from partnerships with ethical organizations, and the remaining 10% from monetizing live events and podcast series. This diversified model gave us financial stability while staying aligned with our values. As we discussed in week 6, building a loyal base of supporters is more sustainable than chasing clicks. Groundwire will publish across platforms designed for both accessibility and depth. Short form content like live on TikTok and Instagram, driving discovery. Our website will host rich visual stories and photo essays. We'll also share a weekly newsletter with curated reporting and launch a monthly podcast with behind the scenes interviews. In terms of storytelling, we'll focus on visual explainers, interactive maps, and community op-eds, formats that reflect our audience's habits and editorial goals. This ties into week 8 lecture where we looked at the media outlets like Vox that use layered formats to increase engagement and trust. Our competitors include Vice Canada and Narcity. Vice was once a pioneer in youth journalism, but now it lacks meaningful and local engagement. Narcity is strong on social media but mostly covers lifestyle content. What makes Roundwire different is our commitment to ethics, transparency, and depth. We'll prioritize stories that matter to specific communities, not just what's trending. Unlike ad driven outlet, we don't need to chase virality, and that's our strength. Groundwire works because it meets a real need. People want to see themselves and their communities represented in media honestly and respectfully. We combine slow, thoughtful journalism with modern, accessible formats like video and visuals. Our model is built on loyalty, not algorithms. And we've taken lessons from successful outlets like the Narwal, the Thai, and Vox to shape a structure that's ethical and effective. It's not just a company, it's a movement for better media. These are my references. Thank you.